All right, on the ropes out here with Jalil, Major Hackett, man. What's good, big dog? It's been a minute.
Man, what's up, Zed, man? It's been a little minute, man. I've been gone for a minute, so.
Man, let's talk about it, man. Camp life with Gervonta Tank Davis, man. What was that experience like for you this time around?
It was cool. It was definitely a fun experience, like it always is. You know, never a dull moment in camp with them guys. Shout out to, everybody that was in camp with us. Coach Kenny, Coach Calvin, the whole crew.
I wanted to ask, what made this camp so different from the previous camps? Because one of the things Coach Calvin was talking about was the more of a family atmosphere. So explain what that camp life was out there, with a smaller group, but you had the chance to bond with them, like with Mia and Truck.
Yeah, it was definitely an experience, man. We had some stuff that happened throughout camp that is like you had to be there, you had to see it to believe it type stuff. So we definitely enjoyed ourselves. Me, Chuck, Mia, Two Shot, we all had fun throughout camp, with everything going on. So yeah, it was definitely fun.
Now, this time around, what was the work like out there in Vegas for you? Because I've been here, man. Y'all was putting in that work out there.
We was working. We'd get work here and there, but it was kind of tough to get work after a while. So we end up working with each other a lot.
Man, explain that, man. Like, y'all go in the gym one day, you get that work, and they be like, man, we don't want to come back.
They would be like, yeah, we're going to work such and such day. And then that day would come, and people wouldn't be showing up. And then on days where, like, they'd be working, they'd make sure that'd be the day that we don't come in. So it's like, yeah.
Did y'all pretty much give the reputation, man, that East Coast, when they come out there, man, they be putting in that work, man?
But I feel like, in my opinion at least, it been like that for, as long as I can remember. At the end of the day, think about it. Floyd not from out there, but he went out there and turned that into his spot. A lot of guys that train out there now, they from the East Coast. So
matter of fact, I think y'all brung in fighters from the East Coast because of the simple fact that y'all couldn't get that work.
A lot of the guys that was getting brought in was from the East Coast, guys that we flew out. And it was so funny that Vito actually did his camp out in Vegas, getting prepared for the fight. And he laughed and he said, man, if I would have known I was going to be working with y'all, we could have did camp at home. Because, like, all the guys we would spawn was the same guys we would have been spawned back at home. A 2-hour drive. All of us is right there for real.
Now, Jalil, I wanted to ask you about this because this time around, too, you had a chance to spend more quality time with Tank. Y'all had a chance to bond. Now, is it true you had a chance to go on Drake's plane?
Nah, that ain't Drake playing. That ain't Drake playing.
That wasn't Drake playing?
Nah, that was Tank Drake. That was Drake playing.
So, hold up, say that again.
That was Tank's, not Drake's. Tank went on Drake joint, but that was a different time.
Oh, that was a different time. I don't know. I thought he had took you with you on that Drake. Okay. So you was on Tank's.
Yeah.
So what was that experience like?
It was cool. It's just like.
Man, it felt like a superstar.
It was just a regular flight. Only thing is, it was less people on there. It was just like the people that we be with.
So for a lot of people, man, who haven't had that experience, well, what's that experience like?
I was about to say it's really. I feel like a lot of things. That's why I'm thankful for the situation I'm in. I feel like I was exposed to a lot of these things early. Even before I turned pro. So like now that I'm at the point where I'm doing this stuff, it isn't like wowing to me. So like it was definitely cool. Like ain't no 3-4 people bunched all up on each other. Like Tank got his little bed, his couch. Everybody got they seat with an empty seat next to him to put stuff in. So it was cool.
Now, what's some of the things that you had a chance to pick Tank's brain about? On being a professional and on being a world champion, that some of the stuff that you had questions about or might want to ask, and now you had the chance to have quality time with him and be in camp.
Yeah, a lot of it was more so the outside of the ring stuff. Mm-hmm. He a lot of stuff we were talking about here, be like, yeah, do this, that, and the third certain ways, because when I was young coming up like y'all, ain't nobody tell me to do it. And so, that's how we had little hiccups in the road. So like his biggest thing was like outside the ring stuff. He was like, inside the ring stuff, you're gonna learn it over time. But outside the ring, he said some stuff that he said it's better that somebody who's been through the situations tell you, so you don't get in that same situation and mess up.
How important is to have patience? And what I mean by that is, you know how the boxing game can be, man. You had situations where you've been out to Vegas, fight get canceled, situations where, man, because of who you are and the reputation you've built for yourself, people want to price themselves out of fights, man. So how do you maintain your mental and your state of mind when you go through something like that in your career, young and early?
Honestly, I've learned, to have patience because it's like at the end of the day, it's gonna happen in due time. If God wanted to happen, it's gonna happen. So.
Is it hard for you at times because when you see peers moving a certain way and like, dang, like does it mess with you mentally, or that my route is my route? I just stay patient and things will come.
I just feel like the biggest thing I always took from not just like, my father, he grew up, the way he grew up compared to the way I grew up, is like, you do best when you focus on what you got going on. If you worried about what somebody else got going on, you bound to slip up. Because you so worried about what they doing, you're not paying attention to what you doing.
That's a great point there. That's why I asked you that question, because I heard Michael Phelps talk about that one time. He said, if I paid attention looking to the right or left in the pool, I would lose that 1 second and not be focused on the goal. So that's why I'm always swimming straight ahead.
Yeah. No, it's not. I just feel like everything that we're doing now is a part of a whole, is a long race, is a marathon. Like if I had a sprinter's mindset, I could be out ahead in the beginning. I'm running, I'm looking back, like, man, they far away. I look up, they right with me, and then before I know it, they'll pass me. But right now, I'm just, I'm running. I see them out, I'm running. They looking back at me, and I'm looking at them like, yeah, I'm on your ass, I'm gonna catch you. But it's like, ain't too long until, like I said, catch them, and then at some point I pass.
Now, how things are like with Floyd, man? It seems like y'all relationship are growing more and more. It seems like he's now, really, giving advice and talking. And what's that experience like for you now that you're, having that conversations with Floyd now as a grown man now?
Yeah, it's cool. He definitely great guy. Always a phone call away. He came in the camp on like the back end of our camp. Did a little bit of work with Tank, talked to me about life, talked to me about me as a fighter, just business for real. So, yeah, it's great having Floyd around, cool guy, man. I love that dude.
Yeah, it was interesting, man. Would you say Floyd, man, just a lot of people don't understand Floyd, you would say?
Very misunderstood.
Very misunderstood? Because it seems like, man, long as because I hear Tank talk about it a lot, like with loyalty, and then I hear patience with Floyd a lot. Because it's like, if you follow the path, listen to me, have patience. If it doesn't look like it now, but in the end, it's going to pay off.
He real big on loyalty and trust. Like, you stay locked in, you're going to see, like, it's going to pay dividends if you stay locked in with me. If you trust what I'm telling you, it's going to pay dividends. So we really talked about that, the whole trust thing and the loyalty thing. Like, man, shit, I've been on that,
You've always been on that.
Yeah, so him reiterating it was nothing.
Now, with Coach Calvin and Coach Kenny, man, you had a chance to work with them because, your pop stayed back here. You was out there with them. What were some of the things that you worked on? Because in that last performance, man, you was calm. I can hear your dad talking in the video, man. And, man, you went to work on that body, man.
I know this camp, we did a lot of it was, we just not gonna rush. Everything we get is gonna be because it came. It happened on its own. Went to the body a lot in camp. Like, Calvin would say, why you hitting him in the head? You ain't gotta hit him in the head. Hit him in the body. Make him hurt. He was saying, like, if you get him out of there in one round, that's nothing. He said, if you beat a guy up for a lot of rounds, after a while, they remember that whooping. Like, you get beat up and you done in one round, it's like, he was just too much. But when you just getting beat on and beat on and beat on, yeah, it get tough, man. You remember that whooping, so yeah.
Now, Jalil, Fight Night Vegas, man. What was that atmosphere like?
It was cool. That was my first time fighting in Vegas. You know, I had 2 times before this fight in Vegas that I was supposed to fight that didn't happen. But this one was my first time fighting in Vegas. It was nice, great experience for that the T-Mobile Arena. You know, it was real cool. I enjoyed it.
Now, how different was a Vegas experience for a Tank fight compared to other cities where Tank has fought?
They were kind of. It was kind of the same, and I think it was a little bit more because you got 2 superstar names in the ring. You know, give credit to Ryan for, you know, number one, he got in there, he came to fight, and also for his name. You know, a lot of people came to see Ryan. A lot of people came to see Tank. So it was a star-studded event. You know, in the back, you know, you didn't know who you was gonna run into. So yeah, no, it was great.
Now, going forward, man, have you had any plans on what's going to be happening next for you?
We're trying to get another one in before the end of the summer. I fought twice this year. My plan for this year is to fight at least 6 times in total. If I get more, cool. If not, it is what it is. But that's my magic number.
You know, as the spotlight becomes bigger and bigger for you, I can imagine the opponent's situation gets harder and harder. You reach out to fighters to try to make fights, and once they hit the name Jalil, it gets outrageous, huh?
Yeah, more often than not, we end up, and I don't really like it, but it is what it is, end up 3 weeks out, and you're still trying to figure out who you're fighting. So, you know, you get closer and closer, you get to the week of, you know, it's questionable. It's kind of hard, even when you see those guys with those upside-down records. It's like you ain't have no time to really prepare for them, see what they do. So it's like, it is what it is.
Has there ever been a time, man, you had to like come out your pocket to pay an opponent, man, just to get that fight, man?
Man, there been times where I offered, like, it was like, because my biggest thing right now is getting the fights, getting the experience, you know.
Because it's not really a money factor for you.
Yeah, it's not money not really the thing right now. Like,
I mean, it's money good. Don't get me wrong now. I ain't saying that now. I ain't saying that.
But it's not a situation where I'm a pro boxer and I'm fighting because I need the money. I'm doing this because I love it. Money hasn't been a problem for a long time now. So my biggest thing is getting the experience, you know, climbing the ladder. As a man Coach Drew would say, climbing that ladder and really preparing yourself to be, you know, at the top of the game, fighting those top guys. So, like, right now, it's just, you know, my biggest thing is experience.
You know, with that being said, Jalil, man, what's your thoughts on what you see at the 147 division right now? Because we see Errol and Crawford still trying to get this fight to happen. But, you know, pretty soon, man, that old guard is going to be out the door. That's going to open up the door for the next wave coming in, man.
Yeah, man, it's definitely going to be electric, you know, these next few coming years. But really, I honestly say it's 2023, the rest of this decade, in my opinion.
Now, I got to ask you this. You hear Keisha talk about this a lot. He said, man, you know, Shakur, that's my brother. I'll never fight him. But for you, man, how do you feel when it comes to stuff like that, man?
I feel like if somebody cool with you like that, like they cool like that, they had the same weight and they both like great guys, they great fighters, like they some of the best guys at the weight. And we really locked in like that, and I hit you up like, man, you got a belt or you got 2 belts or whatever the fuck, and I got 2 belts, and we had the same weight. I'm like, man, let's make this payday happen. Like, if you tell me no, you're not my man. You don't fuck
You've
with me.
always said that. That's why I asked you
that. You
that.
don't fuck with me for real if you tell me no. Because, like, we trying to get paid, bro.
Get that money.
It don't matter. My thing is, for that fight right there, it don't matter who win. When both of y'all go in that bank, you the champ. You the champ. You had to tell her that check. She gonna look at the check, or he gonna look at the check and say, oh, you the champ. Because at the end of the day, you got paid, bro. You got paid, and if it's a good one, the fans gonna want to see it again, and you're gonna get paid again.
Hell
Probably
yeah.
gonna pay you more.
You ain't
When once you get to that point, it's about legacy and money, man.
Now, what was your thoughts, man, when you heard Ryan Garcia finally made a decision and picked Derrick James?
I think it was a cool move for him. Me personally, I'm not big on all the trainer hopping. I know he had left Dan Goosen because he was with Dan Goosen when he first started. He had left Dan Goosen to go with Canelo and his guys. Then he left them to go back to Dan Goosen, and now he's going to Derrick James. My thing, in my opinion, I think if he's gonna be with Derrick James and he, like the way it's working there, he should stay there. He shouldn't have a situation. I'm not hoping that he lose or saying that he's gonna lose in the future, but if you have a situation where he lose a fight with Derrick James, I don't think it should be something where he all right, I'm gonna leave Derrick James, because it's not the coach, it's you. So, yeah, no, I think he should. If he like Derrick James, just lock in with Derrick James.
Now, will you be tuned in to the fight tonight between Loma and Haney?
Definitely.
Who you got in that matchup, and how you see it going?
All the way up until the weigh-in, I had Devin, but after the weigh-in, I think Loma going.
What was it about the weigh-in that made you change your mind? Man?
It wasn't really that video that's all out of him pushing him, because that's nothing. I ain't really like that, because he pushed him, and then it seemed like he
jetted out there.
Ran the other way. Like, if you're going to push somebody, I
you
feel
better
like
stand
the
your
first action
ground.
is either you stand right there or you step forward. But, push the dude, wasn't even saying nothing. So it's like, I see if he was talking and you push him, but he wasn't even saying nothing. But, so it was a situation where I don't know, man. The situation was just corny. It was corny. I ain't like that.
Now, let me ask you this, man. Are we getting that fight with Terrence Crawford and Spence, man? We keep hearing it. Is it finally going to happen?
Man, I don't know, man. Errol been in camp for however long. He looked locked in like he can fight next week. I don't really know Terrence Crawford to know if he been training or not. But
with that being said, man, you get that call from Errol, just come down there. I know you'll hop on that in a minute.
Yeah, I was about to say, if he call, I'm down there 2 seconds. That's my favorite fighter.
You've always said that.
Yeah, so I ain't really. He looked like he been locked in, man. So
now, have y'all established a relationship yet?
Yeah, we talk. He, like I said, he another one of those guys. He a good dude, and I know. What's the name? He be telling me, he be like, yeah, you getting big. Every time he see me, he say, man, you getting bigger, you getting older. He say, I used to I'll probably work with you or something. I used to say it, I'll work with him. They compare him to me. And I'd be like, man, shit, I'm gonna have to work you for real. He say, you a big boy now. I'm like, man, shit, that's what I come down there for sure.
Man, that'll be a great experience, man, just to get
definitely.
down there. Especially to get a chance to pick his brain also as well. Y'all very similar, man, for real. Both of y'all big, man. Man, I can't imagine, man, the way you be working that body. Both of y'all do the same thing, man. That'll be some great work in there, man, y'all too.
Yeah, no, it'll be a great experience, man.
Yeah.
I probably gotta hit him up. Let me know when y'all start camp. Come down there.
Jalil, in between time, what's some of the things you've been doing just to maintain your mental?
Honestly, I've been taking a step back, and before I do stuff, I think, is this something I want to do? I went to a mental health event, and at first, originally, it was a situation where, I was asked, come out to this event, woo. And when I really looked into the event, I'm like, man, I gotta go, because mental health is a big thing with me, especially this past 2 years, since I turned pro, it's been a lot of ups and downs, mentally. Sometimes it's I don't know if I want to do this. Or sometimes I feel like, man, maybe I made a mistake. Maybe I should have did something else. So it's mental health real big, and it's something that shouldn't be looked past. A lot of people look at it as a crutch, but those are people who I feel like they mind not open. They ain't never really had a situation like that, so they don't understand.
You know what, Jalil? That's a great point right there, because we find that, especially in the black community, that's a big stigma that we don't go
more often than
talk
not,
to anybody.
Yeah, and I talk to a therapist. I talk to a therapist frequently now.
I have too.
And more often than not, she says, in the black community, we preach tough, 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 suck it up, ain't nothing wrong with you. Or the main one that all black families that heard before, stop crying before I give you something to cry for. What you crying about? Your life is too easy to be crying. It's kids, they got it worse than you, but it's like they may have it worse on the outside looking in, but what they mental hitting on. So it's like that's the biggest thing for me.
You ain't lying, man, and I would highly recommend that for people, man. There's nothing wrong with talking to somebody, professional person, not just anybody. Yeah.
My biggest thing is like people think it's so wrong with getting help. Ain't nothing wrong with getting no help if you really need it. And I'm talking, like you said, I'm talking about professional help. I'm not talking about you having a bad day and you go to the barbershop. Right, the barbershop talk is not where it's at. You know, don't go to them. They are not professionals. Go to an actual professional and get help. I feel like that's the best move.
You know, that's a great point, man, because I don't think a lot of people know, man, the sacrifices young fighters have to make and the type of money that most fighters start off in their career. They don't know that a lot of fighters average, between anywhere from $500 to $1,500, depending
I'm about to say, those guys at the bottom of the bottom, in the box world, what they call the chilling circuit, those guys, they ain't really making no money. And then on top of that, they got to sell tickets or they're not going to be on the card. So, there's a lot to go through. And then even if you look on the opposite side of the spectrum, guys that, fresh out of the amateurs, they sign with a big promoter, they do this, that, and the third. They may be financially, stable or financially doing good, but mentally they all over the place because it's like you got pressure that's unreal. Like you expected to do certain things, and people, the people that don't know what's going on say, yeah, when you make it, let me get this, that, and the third. Don't forget about when you make all that. But my biggest thing is,
they don't understand you got to pay taxes on this money.
Man, I'm not even worried about that, Zeb. My biggest thing is y'all preach when you make it, do this, that, and the third. What if I don't make it? What are you going to do for me? That's what I always sit back and think about. Because like people always preach about and talk about what they want when you make it. They never talk about what they'll do if you don't make it. Like most people, they really, I don't
Is that a lot of pressure on you?
It's a whole lot. Mm-hmm. It's a whole lot. And I feel like in our generation, we don't really like to talk about that. We try and, stir away from anything that revolves around, negativity. If it's negative or if it's something that's gonna cause any sort of confusion, we steer away from it. And ain't nothing wrong with that. But my biggest thing is like sometimes we gotta meet the problem, address the problem, because if not, it'll keep going, look past until it's too late.
Yeah, that's a great point, man. Man, I truly, truly appreciate your time as always, Jalil, man. We giving some insight on the camp life, mental health. Man, what else we missing out on, man?
Man, we need to run that basketball game back. Coach Kenny, Coach Calvin.
Oh, y'all was running games out there in Vegas?
Tank, truck, all y'all, two shot, everybody that was in that little gym with the slippery floor with the bad light. Everybody know what's up. We got to run them games back. I played without no hoop shoes.
Now, whatever happened, man, when we was talking about a couple years ago, man, basket, everybody talking about they was hoopers, man. There was Shakur, Boots, everybody.
I ain't gonna lie to you. The whole time we was out there, if I'm being real, Chuck nice. Chuck nice? Chuck a hoop.
What? I ain't never seen him hoop, man.
He can hoop. Like, you know how I play down Watts.
Yeah.
If I had to go pick up some boxes to hoop with me, he'd be one of the first I call.
Damn, I didn't know that.
I call him like, yeah, come hoop with me. We're gonna put us a team together and go run. He can hoop. Tank, he hustled, man. He hustled. And his hustle make it where it look like he doing more than he is. He really go get boards. He play defense.
I can't see Short Tank go and grab us some boards, man.
He hustle. He like He like a little Dennis Rodman.
Oh, let me find out.
Yeah, nah. Yeah, that's really it, man. We gotta run that game back. That's my biggest thing. We gotta run it back. I gotta have my shoes on, man. That's
Oh, man, let them know about the merch, too, man. Hold on, family.
Yeah, nah, that's the thing, man. We had merch drop. I got this for you, by the way, too, big.
Oh, man, appreciate that,
Yeah,
big
nah,
dog.
we had some merch drop. Supposed to put it out. I didn't know I was going to camp and was gonna be away the whole time in Vegas. I was gonna drop it during camp, but came home, dropped it for my birthday. So we got shirts,
There you go.
socks. I think we got a few more hats. But yeah, no, we definitely got merch out. You can hit me, you can hit my pops. You know, whether it be Instagram, if you got his number, you hit my Instagram and my DM. Yeah, no, but the merch is definitely out. And
Shit,
we
even
almost-
Jill got
I
it.
about
Got
to say,
himself
we
a color
almost-
book, too.
we almost empty, man. I say, what did it say? Mom, I made. I got a coloring book.
Look at this, man. This
I got a coloring book now, man. The Jalil Hackett coloring book. Yeah, nah, man. I appreciate it.
So he got a few for y'all if y'all hit him up.
Yeah, hit me up, man. You can get you a coloring book, man. I'll sign it for you and everything, man.
Man, but I truly appreciate your time as always, big dog. You know I've been busy this year, had the stuff with the daughter. You
Yeah,
always
nah,
know.
For sure. Yeah.
But as you know, man, keep doing your thing, man, big dog. And I know you're gonna do big things from here through the end of the year.
Thank you.
All right, there you have it. Jalil Major Hackett on the ropes. We out.